Hello, hello, hello. We're back. We are on week 14 of the Altered Index Challenge. That's hashtag Altered Index 2025. I do believe we're on 14. Should figure out a way to number these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess it's 13. 13, not 14. I'm a little off because Shanuki took her week off, so it's like the weeks are different. So it's week 12 for yesterday's video and 13 for this week's video. So it's really messing with my brain. So this week's prompt is underwater. So I've got Archival Ink Platinum Planet. So that's my white element. I've got Distress Inks in Salvage Patina, Salty Ocean, and Chipped Sapphire. Got my 2 blendy brushes, my card, my words, and some decoration. And I've die cut and painted this cute little whale that I'm also going to glaze over with embossing powder. So let's do this first so we can get these supplies out of the way and off my desk. So, embossing ink, and I need my clear powder. Which sometimes is hard to find. Okay, we're going to take this and we're going to hit this. Got my pad out. Okay. Balance, please. Nothing's going to stick to this block, but it is just for me to be able to apply even pressure in theory. I want to make sure that I get it all over. Okay. We'll clean that off in a bit. Put this in here. Sprinkle. It's white currently, but it dries when you do the embossing. You apply the heat. It does go clear. As you will see in just a moment. Close this up. Put this back in here. That's what this neat little brush is for. Okay, there's that. Put this lid on. Put that aside. Now I need my heater. Not my heater, my dryer. Ugh, which is all tangled up with everything else. Book. Let's see if I can zoom in so you guys, maybe you guys will be able to see the change. So right now, you can see it's very powdery. You guys see it? And what it does is it melts that powder and turns it into like a plastic in a way. You guys have seen embossed greeting cards and stuff, right? You know, he's so shiny. So I'm going to set him aside and let that cool because it gets hot very fast, and let it dry. Let me zoom you back out some. Boop, 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 boop. All right. While that's working on that, let's work on my card. So I'm not super good at this part of things, and then I'm doing a blended gradient is my plan. So white up top to represent kind of clouds, and then 3 shades of blue as we move deeper into the ocean. It's my thought anyway. Okay, hold on. I need a page. You're not dry yet, so this paper is so fragile. Okay. Now this is Platinum Planet. It's a little goldy gray. I do have like a brilliant white over there, but I didn't think it would show very well. So, not that this is showing up a lot, but it is at least showing. And I have the tiniest little blending brush. It's the smallest one that comes in the set. And I'm using this one simply because this is a color I don't use a lot. I don't do a lot of white and silver blending, stenciling, and that kind of stuff. So let's get into some blues here. Start with the lightest, which is Salvaged Patina. That didn't pick up much of anything, did it? There we go. A little bit better. Try to blend that up into that a little bit. I think my Salvage Patina might be a little on the dry side. Okay, and then next down, we're going to do Salty Ocean. Excuse me, lace. Out of the way. And again, I'm going to make sure we're blending where the two colors meet. Just to be kind of the bigger section of the 3 blues. And because these are oxides, I'm actually going to apply some water droplets to it as well to activate it. I can get my hands to cooperate long enough to get lids on stuff anyway. And then this is Chipped Sapphire. I'm going to flip this around since I'm at the bottom here. It is kind of a purpley color. Rather than, a dark blue. So what I'm going to do with that, after I scratch my face, very itchy today, I'm going to take a little bit of black soot, not much, and just kind of lightly go over that sapphire and give it a little bit of darkness. A little bit more, all that. Okay. Oh, duh. I'm like, where's the name of the ink? Huh. I was on the wrong spot. Put those away. Put black soot away. And again, like I said, I'm going to activate this a little bit. Put some water in my hand. Just because I don't feel like reaching for my paintbrush. Which is way, where am I? Way over there. Okay. Again, get my blow dryer, my heat gun. You can already see how it's changing, right? Isn't that cool? Gives it a really cool effect. Now, what I didn't get prepared for. So I want some plant life down here. Get a different shade of blue here. Because I'd imagine even if the plants are, kind of green, down in the depths of the ocean, unless there's light being shined on them, they're going to blend in with the color of the ocean. So they're going to be blue, right? So we're going to put some plant life down here. This one. I want it to be that tall. And yes, some of this is going to be covered by the whale and by the words and, stuff. But it's just creating a background. I could most definitely have die cut some out, but I didn't. we go. I like that. Lid. Oh, there you are. You're behind the water. Okay. Now, let's work on these. So this is like a meshy splatter paint something. I got it at the dollar store. They sell them around 4th of July. And 4th of July, they sell them in red, white, and blue. And at Halloween, they sell them in purple, black, and orange. At least my dollar store does. So it's just kind of something that, you'd have to check out at your own store. Just going to put a little bit of blue around the edges of my words here. And I'm debating whether I want to cut this out as like a bubble. I definitely don't want the straight lines that it currently has. Blending brushes are definitely not the best things to ink corners with, at least in my opinion, because your paper tends to go between the bristles instead of, sitting right on the surface. Let's get these glued down and then I'll make a decision. Yeah, I think I'm going to glue them down and then I'm going to kind of cut it out as a bubble. Instead of having the words, having it individually. And I realized it was a lobster that was singing this, not a whale. But it is one of my favorite parts of the movie when Sebastian is singing and he says, "Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. What did they got? A lot of sand. We got a hot crustacean band." But so my saying is, darling, it better down where it wetter. And I need, let me get my fabric scissors here. And I'm just going to do kind of a loose. Just so there's no straight edges. You'll be able to see that a little better once it's glued onto my card as well. I'm going to leave this in here because I may use it in the future. Throw those away. Okay, we got this guy, and this. So let's glue this on first. Just realized that I just put my glue away. I am using Fabrifix because, as I've said before, it is my favorite glue. It is my preferred glue. It is expensive to have it as your primary glue, but I like it because it's strong holding, and it never, no matter what I'm gluing, it holds it. But in this case, because this tool is lumpy bumpy with those paint splatters, I wouldn't recommend gluing with like glue stick or PVA, like a white school glue. You're going to want something that does fabrics and does them well, Try to use this instead of my fingers for this part. I rub the glue off my table. Ooh. And I spent the weekend cleaning my craft room because my kids are coming in a couple weeks, and they take over the craft room and the spare room, and so I'm like, oh, I got to get in there and start cleaning and getting it ready and stuff. I didn't think I was overdoing it, but apparently my body thinks otherwise because I slept for almost 15 hours. And now, of course, I'm overly tired. Here. You're blurry. Yeah, it's cute. I like this a lot better than I did yesterday's. Get them in the book. Let's get my stuff cleaned up. Inks put away. Blending brushes put away. Ouch. I just stabbed myself with my pokey tool. Get this cleaned off. I don't fully clean my stamps very well. Just saying. Scissors put away. Okay. And there we go. Thanks for tuning in for week 13, not 14. Week 13 of the hashtag Altered Index 2025. I have my playlist for this linked at the end of this video, as well as Nonstop Paper Crafts video for this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you next time. Bye. Trying to stop it recording with the wrong device.